late at night. Sometimes you are the only female among a lot of other male officials or colleagues. However, you do get used to it. I think the kind of training which is provided to us in Labasna, you adjust to it quite quickly. You just have to be quite smart at it. Hello everyone, welcome to Ask the Officer. I'm Pooja Elangbam, IAS 2018 batch. I'm currently serving as SDO Porompat, Imphal East. So we'll be taking up some of the questions given by viewers and aspirants regarding how it's like in the service. So the first question is it hard for female IAS officers to be on duty late night in remote places? Yes, it is because initially, most female officers, they also come from sheltered environment, and so we are not used to being out late at night. Sometimes you are the only female among a lot of other male officials or colleagues. However, you do get used to it. I think the kind of training which is provided to us in Labasna and the kind of probation you go through, you get used to it quite fast. And if you're professional and you you are good at your job and you are smart, then I think it doesn't happen all the time. Of course, there can be a few situations such as elections, law and order situations. In times like that, you do have to be out late at night, sometimes at very remote places. But I think you adjust and do it quite quickly. You just have to be quite smart at it. So the next question is, do officers have a work-life balance? Do officers always remain tense about the administration, or do they have their own normal, peaceful personal life? Definitely work-life balance is hard for an officer to maintain. We are 24/7 on duty, especially when you are posted in a field posting such as an SDM, which I am right now, or a DC. You have to be alert 24/7 for any kind of situation, and you cannot say that this is a Sunday, this is a holiday, and not do the work if something comes up. So of course work-life balance can be a bit tricky, but I think as much as you can find the time, you should spend time with your family. Try not to bring back work at home. If you get quiet Sundays and Saturdays, spend it with your family. Go out, go for coffee, go for movies. I think we can do that, but it's not impossible, and I think many officers have managed that. So we can have an imperfect work-life balance. Yes. Another question is, ma'am, what is your motivation? I derive a lot of my motivation firstly from my parents. They come from very difficult background, and they suffered through a lot of poverty and hard work, but they worked hard, got where they are, and they wanted to give us the best of education. And they said that we might not have a lot of money or anything, but we want to give you the best education so that you can stand on your own feet, on your own money, and you don't have to depend on anyone else. And of course now my motivation comes from the people I meet every day. Some of them are farmers, some of them are entrepreneurs, young people from my book club. They're so smart and talented, and they have so many dreams which they want to achieve. And I think just listening to them, talking to them, I get motivated to do more. Another question is, what is the reason for frequent transfers of civil servants but not college professors? How is working in state cadre different from AGMUD cadre? I do not really know much about college professors, but I can say that civil servants, yes, they tend to get transferred. I think if you stay in a place for 2 to 3 years at one posting, I think it's a good thing, but sometimes you get transferred earlier. I think it's probably because of political or other reasons, which I cannot say. It can differ from context to context. But about working in AGMUD cadre, I think the beauty is that you get posted in Jammu, Kashmir, Delhi, Mizoram, Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar throughout your career. So you get a lot of diverse experiences, diverse climates, and diverse cultures. At the same time, working in a state cadre, you mostly work in a state, but you have the option of going for deputation to other states also, and of course you can go for central deputation. So not much difference, but of course AGMUD is much vast and much diverse in that way. Another one is how to maintain confidence, consistency, and focus during preparation, how to deal with mental health, and how to rightly apply time management during studies. So confidence is of course difficult during preparation, and I think it's normal also to worry about it, to feel underconfident at times. But I think it depends on how consistent you are at working, doing your mock practices, timing yourself. As long as you are doing that correctly, it's fine. And to maintain mental health, I think you also need to maintain your physical health. So I think, we need to do some physical activity. If it's running, yoga, walking, I think it's important because that's how you recharge yourself. And of course, mental health, if you need to stay balanced, read books which center you, do meditation, talk to your family if you're feeling low. And if it's required, even talk to, go for therapy. I think it's important. You have to do what is good for you. You cannot neglect your health. And UPSC is not worth it if your health is deteriorating. Another question, right strategy for preparing international relations for optional paper. So what I tell everyone is, first, look at the syllabus of your optional paper. For the international relations, read up on the basic books like Sumit Ganguly, David Malone. There were several of them. So just read at least 3-4 of these basic books and read a lot of current affairs, because international relations is always changing. The landscape is changing. Now we have the Russia-Ukraine war. In my time we had the Syrian war. So all these, Afghanistan, Southeast Asia, drug problems. So these are the things which you should focus on for international relations. Ma'am, what's your subjects in college? How did you prepare for CSAT, especially mathematics? So my subjects in college, in Stephens, I did history. In JNU, I did international relations. And for CSAT, especially the math part, I was very lucky to have a mother who loves math, and she teaches math also. So she's been forcing me to do math since I was a child, and whatever she made me study till class 10th, 12th, I just had to practice the same thing again, and it wasn't difficult for me. So I just feel that if your basic math till class 10th is good, you're good to go for CSAT. What are the severe issues you're facing while serving in the Northeast region? So some of the issues is that the connectivity, it's a bit difficult, like reaching far off remote districts. Sometimes it takes 5 to 10 hours because of the bad roads. It's getting better. Another situation I face is that unlike the bigger states, the kind of perks and privileges you get as an IAS officer is also less. It takes a bit of time to adjust to the fact that you're just treated like a normal person here, and you're not seen as the IAS officer the way you're seen in other parts of the country. But otherwise, you feel that if you do work well, people will love you, and people will go out of the way. Even the poorest of people will come up and offer you, when you go for field visits, they'll offer you the corn, cabbage, whatever they can find, because they love the fact that we pay attention to them and we listen to their stories. So I think Northeast is a great place because it's rapidly developing, and there are so many schemes and things happening right now. So it's really the place to be if you wanna take part in rapid and inclusive development. So these were all the questions, and I had fun answering them. I hope you also learned something and will help you in your preparation and help you motivating yourself. I'm sure you all will do great, and I hope to answer such questions in the future. Best of luck to all of you out there.